Welcome to Real Life on the Homestead in Ontario, and today we're making some oven roasted herb cherry tomatoes. Welcome to the garden that is now starting to be almost done harvesting. As you can see, my cherry tomatoes are just proficient. They are coming in beautifully, tons of them, and I'm making sure that I preserve as many as possible. But you see all those cracks? That's from all that rain that we got from the last few days. So any with cracks, I'm going to pick, give to my chickens and ducks, and they will love me. And there's still plenty for us to preserve. Look at them. They're just gorgeous. Now I also have these yellow pineapple tomatoes. They seem sweet, but honestly, they're kind of bland. So I won't grow those again. My basil, as always, is doing just beautiful. And then some of my early girls are still doing very well. And then I have these other tomatoes that I grew this year. Well, let me tell you about these tomatoes. Won't do it again, that's for sure. But let's get these beauties picked so we can get inside, and I will show you how to oven roast them with some herbs for a fabulous winter preserve. So I grew these for the first time this year. They're called cherry tomatoes indigo blueberry. This was my first time growing these. They come out purple, and then as they ripen, they turn, like a regular cherry tomato. This is my first time and last time growing these. Hard to tell when they're ripe, so it's almost like a guessing game. And flavor, super bland compared to a cherry tomato. So I will use these in my roasted tomatoes, but I don't plan to grow these again. So that was my experience with the cherry tomato indigo blueberries. Fail for me. Here we have our tray of our tomatoes. I did mix in the cherry tomatoes with some of those indigo blueberry ones just so that they don't waste. Any that were kind of soft, chickens and ducks got them. But I'm just going to clean off all the stems and prepare these for the oven. First thing I'm doing is I'm putting in a few sprigs of fresh rosemary, and look at this clove of my garlic. It's like 3 cloves in one. It's incredible. Our garlic did extremely well this year. So I chop that up, I'm adding it to the pan, and then I am going to put a few glugs of olive oil. And yeah, I am not stingy with the olive oil. After that, of course, some of my kosher salt. I use pink Himalayan a lot, but for this, I'm just going to use some kosher salt because I have it. And then finally, a good handful of basil. I like to use the little florets that are at the top because they don't burn as much as the leaves in the oven, and they have a lot of flavor, so let's use them. But I'm going to toss these all up and get them into the oven. Simply in the oven, 350 degrees, about 30 minutes, maybe 40, but not longer. And then when I shut off the oven, I just let them cool in there until I'm ready to put them into jars. Oh my God, if you could smell this, you would be on the floor. It's delightful. Oh, so good. People, these turned out beautiful. The scent is magnificent. I am just going to take my rosemary out. I wish you could smell this, honestly. It's beyond. And what I'm going to do is put them into jars and water bath them. So I'm going to move you over here to my jars. There we go. And I'm gonna just start packing. Because there is oil, I'm gonna try very hard not to get any on my rims, but what I'll end up doing is most likely wiping my rims. Not most likely, I will wipe my rims because I wanna make sure that there is no oil that will affect the seal. And then I'm going to water bath can these. Now, they don't seem to be filling the jars very evenly. So I'm definitely gonna be breaking these up to take out any air pockets. Oh, the garlic smells so good in here. Now, unfortunately, as I was working on the video, my sound for some reason got completely lost. So unfortunately, I had to voice over a lot, but that's okay. We go with the flow. The smell, holy shit, it smells so good. I am going to get some more jars and finish up here. So I am wiping all these rims with some vinegar on my towel because I did notice that I got some oil on all of them. And this is where you lose your seal. So that little extra step, worth lots. And then we are going to tighten them nicely. This is not like pressure canning where you don't want to tighten well. You do want to put a good tight, I guess, elbow grease into this, and it is going in the pot. Now let me take you over. I am just going to place my jars in the pot, doing it gently. And I will be processing these after a roaring boil for 40 minutes. Now, because I had different size jars, I had some 250 wide mouth and some 500 milliliter regular mouth. I'm trying to get an angle on here so you can see it. What I did is I put the water above the tallest jar, so 1 inch above the tallest jars. Now we are going to bring this up to our roaring boil, and once the roaring boil starts, we will time it. I'm going to do this for 40 minutes, and then I will let them cool in the pot. Well, here we are, it's the next morning. Last night I took the jars out of the canner and I left them on the counter here to cool. Now let me show you this. Making sure you have a good angle. So I have my jars. They're all sealed, but I do not take chances with fake seals. I take off my rims, and one of the reasons is water gets trapped in here, and that's what rusts your rims. So I always remove them, and if any jar fails, I will know instantly. They're not falsely being sealed because the rim is holding it down. So if I do this and my lid is sealed nice, I know it's good. I wipe down just to make sure that there is no grease. And I'm gonna go through all these jars to do the same thing. Now, these, let's see if you can get all of me. There, so these here are flavored. They're sealed. They're perfect to put on your shelf. Now, what I'd recommend is you could throw these on pizza. You could throw them in pasta. They're great for just on a baguette and you're good to go. So this is another great way to preserve your cherry tomatoes. I might come up with a few more to share with you, but those are going to be on other videos. So try this as another method for canning those cherry tomatoes. Go out, live your best life, and we'll see you next time. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Make sure your friends know what we're doing. Have a great day.